What's up, you guys? Once again, it's on. This is Sex Talk with T.Graye. Shh, we can't say sex because YouTube keep putting your girl shit on restriction. But here we are, you guys. I am your host, T.Graye, and we have a fantastic guest in the building a little late tonight. Okay, keep your girl up past the bedtime, but you guys know that it's going to be worth it. Floss The Mack is in the building. Come on in.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I had to sip my tea because you kept a bitch up.
You had to sip your tea. Is there really tea or is it another
It's,
kind?
it's really tea. Give me a little something. Give me a little energy.
Not is it the McDonald's tea or the Milo tea?
Nah, this some homegrown. I do my own thing. Got a little cinnamon sticks in it, green
Oh,
tea, jasmine. Man, I throw a
okay,
couple little things, couple little herbs and spices.
okay. Well,
Keep a girl
excuse me then.
right. It's
Excuse me.
okay. It's all right. So, unless you all have been living under a rock, you should most definitely know who Floss the Mac is. He has been blazing everywhere, TikTok, social media. Congrats to just reaching over 100,000 on your YouTube
Thank
subscribers.
you.
Super happy for you. But
Thank
you
you.
definitely bring the laugh, bring a whole new flair that we don't see. So
Thank you.
welcome to
Thank
Sex Talk with
you.
T.Graye.
Thank
Yay!
you.
Brr, brr, brr,
Look, should have had a drum roll when I came in. That's what I should have had.
Yeah, yeah, we gonna do that. We gonna do that.
Okay,
I got
okay.
all this equipment here, and it don't make no sound. Next time, I
Okay,
promise,
okay.
I'm gonna press a
Well,
button.
you,
Some
well,
shit
you know
gonna
what?
happen.
Your voice is even better. How about that? We just keep it like that.
Oh, thank you. I'll
We gonna
take
keep it
that.
up.
I'll take that.
We gonna keep it just like that.
So we gonna go ahead. We gonna get right to it.
Yes, ma'am.
You one thing that recently, and I this isn't recent, but we'll call it recent. One thing
Hmm.
recently that has come up with you via social media is people assuming your sexuality, either
Uh-huh.
by because of the skits you do or the whatever you may put on or where you speak. I don't know. I don't know what they assuming, but that's a big question.
Yes, ma'am.
In your regular day-to-day life, do you feel like I'm trying to think of the best way to ask this question. What do you think is important for a man to exude sexually? Like, what do you think is important for a man to convey or come across so that no matter what the perception is,
Hmm.
he still understood that I'm a man?
I mean, with me, like I don't really pay attention like to outside noise or anybody talking, nothing like that. Normally,
Mhm,
when I respond to like comments on Instagram or TikTok, when I engage in stuff like that, it's a setup for another video.
mhm,
I don't really indulge into it like that, but it's entertainment for people if you actually engage into it. So normally when I do that, it's just to get different comments or see how people think, or for extra content and anything like that. But when
mhm,
it comes to my sexuality, I feel like I don't have anything to prove to anybody. you know, I'm
mhm.
married with 3 kids. Ain't nothing else I got to prove to nobody. I mean, at this point, I'm just living my life, making other people laugh. So
Right.
I'm, it's, I'm not. It don't matter to me, man. Like I said, I've done my share. If I could, I'd probably have 3 more kids. But my wife
Right.
ain't set up like that no more. So, like I said, I just no, I don't. I just don't feel like I got anything to prove to nobody as far as
Okay,
like my
so
sexuality.
so so let's talk about with your wife.
Uh,
Now, you go in there, you kick the door, and you ready to put it down.
right.
What is it that makes you feel most like a man in that moment? Or
Um,
what is it that you want her to walk away with to be like, that's my man? Like what is that
when
mo for
when
you?
when 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 she go to sleep,
Okay.
mm, you
When you
know,
put it
I
in the back
mean,
of his eye,
when I
like fight
I
night, got
just I can't really explain like how how it make me feel. Like it's just when you doing your thing, what I'm saying, you don't think about nothing else. You just in there, doing your thing, whether it's a man or a
Mhm.
woman. It's just a natural thing. I don't know. I just go in there swinging and banging. That's it.
All right now, swinging and banging. So, have you been married long?
I've been married 5. I've been with my wife 10 years, but we've been married 5.
Do you still have guilty pleasures?
No, I
Okay.
don't. I really don't.
Mhm.
No, I don't. Okay, so when you say that, what exactly do you mean? I've heard it before, but just give me an example so I know what you're talking about.
So, a guilty pleasure could, for real, be anything.
Hmm.
Um, for me, let's tap into T.Graye who's your bitch.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
what is one of my guilty pleasures? But I don't indulge. I'm gonna be quite honest. My guilty pleasure is probably a chick, but I don't indulge. Um,
Okay. I got you. I got
that's
you.
probably my guilty pleasure. You know what I
Um,
mean? Like if it happened, I don't ain't nobody really gonna know. Ain't
you
really
know
gonna
what?
tell
I don't
it.
think the only thing that I would say is I don't want to even say guilty pleasure, but it's just something that I like. I like when my wife lick my nipples.
You know what? That's some dark skinned nigga shit right there. That
Just what I'm saying? It's
I
just
tell you what I know for a
like I be being that praying like
I don't
like
really feel like racism should play a part in the bedroom, but when it comes to licking nipples, I swear to God, you gotta if you operate off this brown paper bag test, light skinned niggas ain't with that shit. But
hey,
brown skin, dark skin, oh y'all love it. Oh,
I
and I
love it.
love that for you.
I can't even in front on that, but I'd be happy as hell. I just be smiling from ear to ear, like, you know.
No, the dudes that I know that's into it, like when I lick their nipples, oh, they come so hard. Like I just, as a
Oh,
woman, I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like my ego be on 1,000, even though I know it's
look,
not just that. You know, it's a combination of being
the
inside of
thing is,
what you're
some
feeling.
men will walk around here like they don't like stuff like that. Get him behind closed door. You probably had some of them scream.
Hey, and that's the truth. And the reason why I said some dark skinned nigga shit is because I had someone on several seasons ago. You
Uh huh.
guys, Walter Maxfield Jones, again, another person y'all need to know if
Uh
y'all
huh.
don't know. Uh, he was just on the reality show with Tommy in the relationship thing. I can't think of the Ready to Love. He was just on there.
Uh huh.
Catch up. So he was on there on my show, but that was part of our conversation. Was just like, light skinned niggas ain't for that. We don't like that. We don't do that. That's some dark skinned nigga shit. And then to be honest with you, I had to really kind of play in my mind just over time the times that I've done that or have had that experience with a guy, and like
Hmm.
a guy, when a guy really really enjoyed it or really they wanted it or asked
Right.
for it, and it was
Right.
always a dark skinned nigga, always never without fail.
Well, what light skin dudes probably just want their nails done. That's probably what it is.
That's what it is. They just on that mani petty life. I
Yeah,
get
that's
it.
just ain't no wrong with that. I get that, but I'm just saying, like, that was probably turn them on, get the nail done.
So, do you ever feel like, or do you think there are things that are still taboo aside from like having your nipples licked? Do you think there are things that are still taboo in the sexual world?
I think it's a lot of stuff that's taboo in the sexual world that people just don't want to admit to, because it
Mhm.
just some people may be afraid about what people gonna think about them or whatever. But you know what I'm saying, whatever happened in the bedroom, sometimes you'll never know. You'll think
Mhm.
it, but you'll never know what happens in the bedroom because don't nobody want to talk about it. Like for real, for real,
For real, for real. So,
for real,
sexual
for real.
confidence is a big thing.
Hmm.
Being confident enough to not only be yourself, but be able to explore what your real wants and desires
Hmm.
are. You guys,
Right.
so don't ever pigeonhole
Hmm.
yourself in fear. You know what I mean? A lot of people try to use so many different words as the opposite of confidence. For me, I
Hmm.
feel the opposite of confidence is fear, because
Hmm.
you're too scared to stand in your own. You're too
Right.
scared to see
Right.
your potential. You're too scared to see how, you know what I mean?
Right.
So in 2022, you guys, we want to try to build that. We want to try to
Yeah.
prepare that. We want
Let
to
it out,
try
man.
to, yeah, stand
The
in your
one thing that I
confidence,
stand
stand in your
on, I'm
peace.
sorry.
No,
The
no,
one
baby,
thing
go
that I
ahead.
stand on is you only live once. Like, you have to live your life, because I was thinking about this today, and I was thinking that it's so hard to live, but it's easy to die
Mm-hmm.
if you really think about it. And I just feel like
Mm-hmm.
you have to live your life to the fullest, or however, whatever means you got, or however you know what I'm saying, live your life. You got to live it, because you never know when it's gonna be taken away. So I do whatever I can to live my life. I try to stay in my kids' life as much as I can. I'm sorry I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting personal, but you know,
No,
just
baby,
I just
that's what we're here for. Come on.
I just want people to, just live life, man. I mean, you never know what'll happen, whether it's sexual or personal, whatever. Just live your
Right.
life.
Most definitely. So, in that vein, we have been talking about having our sexual bucket list, you guys, for
Hmm.
2022. Um, for that same reason, because we don't know when it's going to be up. And everybody knows
Hmm.
if your girl got to go tomorrow, want to go busting one. But if that's not the case, I want to be able to have the experiences that I still yearn for, that I still desire, that I still fantasize about. So, we're adding things to our sexual bucket list, what we want to do before we up out of here. If you had to put one or two things on your bucket list, Floss, what would they be?
Sexually.
Yes.
Hmm. I wanna do the nasty on a balcony, but booty ass naked.
Okay.
And I wanna do the same thing on the beach at night. Just ass out, don't care, whatever. Whatever goes down, it goes down.
All
While
right
while
now.
while hopefully a whale swim up while we're doing it. I just wave at the whale, you know.
And he give you
And
like,
when the
tear
yeah,
that shit
you know
up.
what, when the whale come on and shoot the water out, I'm a shoot out too. So we, be twins in that moment, you know, something like that, But that's two of them, though. Two of them. That's off the top.
Okay, so this is my challenge to you and Mrs. Floss the Mac.
Okay.
Um, each of you create your own sexual bucket list. And
Okay.
it could be, 1 to 5 things. It could be however many things, whatever number you all set. And then every other month, take turns fulfilling that bucket list request
Okay.
for your spouse.
Okay.
Um, it's a great it's a great fun way to just have fun with sex in general. But
Right.
it also builds intimacy. It's a great intimacy uh, thing that I do with couples sometimes, and just dive in, have
Yes,
fun.
ma'am.
You know what I mean? And the goal of it is to not say no. You know what I mean? The goal of
Yeah.
it is to whatever this thing is, I'm with you, babe. I'm
Right.
gonna do it. You know
Right.
what I mean? Even if
Right.
it's a quickie, you ain't gotta be the full on. Even if it's
Ain't
a
nothing wrong.
quickie, I'm just gonna make it
Ain't
real
nothing
quick.
wrong with a little quickie.
You
Ain't
know
nothing
what I'm
wrong with a
saying?
little
Like,
quickie.
but definitely, um, it helps to just keep things spicy, helps to
Hmm.
just, have fun with it. Definitely
Yes, ma'am.
sex should be a fun place, you
Yes,
guys, and
ma'am.
it should be a judgment-free zone, especially when you
Hmm.
with your boo, you with your baby, with
You
your
know what I'm
wife.
saying?
Yeah.
Anything goes. Shoot. If you want to stick your finger in my nose, you can do that too. I don't care.
Flaws. A nigga stuck his finger in my nose before.
See? See? You never know. If I hadn't said that, I would have never known that was true.
But
I was just talking.
it wasn't during, it was
Just
after. It
just stuck your
was,
finger up your nose.
it was in the after play. And he stuck his finger up my nose, and I was like, what the fuck? And it was so It was so weird to me.
Look,
But
you
but
must
this
look.
was
If a
somebody
dude
who
stick
wasn't.
his finger in your nose, you done put it on. He
So
ain't gonna stick his
listen.
finger up your nose for no reason.
But so, oh my God, I have to move this over so I can see all these comments. But so when he did it, it caught me so off guard. But it wasn't like a relationship. We were friends, and we just happened to be fucking,
Okay.
get each other through for a minute.
Yeah, that what
Um,
happened. That was a
but that's how I knew
that,
that this nigga really cared. Like, and he would be like, if you let me stick my finger up your nose, you let me stick things other places. And I'm like, yeah, that's funny. But on hindsight, it's like, now you really fuck with me because you put your whole finger up my nose.
he put it.
Maybe
Look, he put his
they
finger. You
could have
know,
been up
he
there and you was with it.
look.
But
I
so
don't know
let's
what you done did, but you done did something. Did
He's
something.
still
Oh,
so let's tackle this comment.
okay.
Jay Jasper says, so I'm a lesbian and my girlfriend wants to use a dildo, but I feel uncomfortable as fuck. But I want to try it as a bucket list type of thing. So
Do,
Jay
do it.
Jasper, do it. What you
Do
waiting
it.
on? Who pussy you got to pop but yours? Who
Right.
pussy you got to
Right.
pop but yours?
Cause you better go
Now
on throw that
listen,
ad back.
might as well. But
Go on throw it back.
here's the thing. Okay, so dildo by itself and strap on. Keep in
Oh.
mind, Jay Jasper, these are two different things. So, what
Mm-hmm.
is it exactly that your girlfriend is asking
Right.
for? Is she
Right.
asking to strap up on you? She wants to do the thrusting,
Or she just
one,
wanna jab you. She wanna just
who knows? And
wanna give you
so,
the
yeah,
shake weight.
you have to be respectful of your partner's pleasure. Now, I always preach here to be respectful of your own too, definitely. But in not being a selfish partner, you want to at least try. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-hmm.
one, maybe ask more questions because now, bitch, now I want to know. Um, is she going to be using a manual dildo? You know what I mean? Or does she want to strap up? Now, here's the thing, she's going to receive pleasure different ways. There are
Right.
some strap-ons that will also generate pleasure for the person who's doing the fucking. So that might be the thing. It could be a power thing. She wants to strap up, y'all. She said, I'm scared and I've never had nothing down there. Okay, so this is
Hold on,
where
hold on, hold on, hold. She wants strap up, y'all. I'm scared. I ain't never. You ain't had. Hold on. You ain't had nothing in your cooler cat, or you ain't had it in your
never.
whole booty, your booty hole.
I think she's talking about
She
her
think you think you
vagina.
talking about the cooler?
So have you been fingered?
That's,
It's okay. It's so much. I wish you
have
was
you ever
on here.
been?
So much I want to say.
You ain't let nobody tickle the cat.
So I'm going to assume that you've been at least fingered. I'm going to assume, and that's only because ain't too many people playing with pussy.
I never
You
had.
haven't had anything in your vagina, period. Floss left. Okay. Okay. So here's the thing. I understand why that could be scary, and I understand your apprehension. I would be apprehensive too if this were to be my first experience. So, what I would do is
Wow.
to baby step this experience. This is almost like a tantric experience, but different. So, with tantric things, you have this slow build up. Um, you want to have that same mindset as you do this. So maybe tell your girlfriend, hey, I'm willing to try, express your fears, but we need to baby step this. So maybe first let it just be vaginal play, being mindful that her nails are trimmed properly, her hands are clean, things of that nature. Start there with just vaginal play and learning the inside of your body. And it can also be helpful for you to masturbate as well, just being honest, because you want to be aware of what your points are, what your sensitive areas are, what really can kind of take you to another level on your own before you allow another person to enter into that space. So then allow her to then help with the masturbation. You know what I mean? Get used to what her hand or her fingers or what have you feels like inside of you. Don't go hard, girlfriend, if you're watching with her. Don't go hard. Bitch, start with one, work your
Yeah.
way to two.
Start with the
If
pinky
you
finger.
can take it, go ahead and get three, but don't try to overdo the vagina. First off, if you guys are in a relationship, you got time. You have time to experience these things. You could try a different thing each week. Once
Okay.
you've gotten to a point where you're totally comfortable with the hand, then I would try small toys, not a strap on immediately. Small, handheld, normal size toys, nothing gigantic. The length of the vagina is 6 inches. Don't go any longer than that. If you're thinking about circumference for somebody new to this, an inch in diameter or less. So or less could maybe be like diameter the size of my thumb. And they do have things that are this small. You want to build up to, you don't want to just start there. And and to be honest, once that excitement hits, it's going, that's how she's going to be hitting it. And I know you're probably saying, but hold on, T. So many other girls, they first time they just out here fucking. You're right. But one, this isn't a real penis. So you're not having body heat. You're not having the feeling of real skin. You're not having the pliability that a real penis offers. And even if you get top of the grade, you spend hundreds of dollars on your strap on your dildos, is definitely different. This is coming from somebody who knows. So if I'm going to start with a mechanism, and this is my first mode of penetration, I'm definitely going to build on. I'm going to start with masturbation. I'm going to start with a fantastic lube and or a good, like a patchouli oil, something that's okay for the vagina. Start with my fingers and then start with smaller mechanisms. You can even use anal plugs. Anal plugs come in different sizes in a pack. Most times you can get very, very small up to big, but a fresh pack, of course, you can use them vaginally. Um, as a buildup. And so every week I would definitely stretch that thing on. I'll get used to what it feels like, used to what it feels like. And when you're ready, you'll know that you're ready to take that next step. You'll know that, okay, I'm ready for her to strap up. And then when she does, allow that experience to be very, very sensual, allow that experience to be very open. Don't go straight to just fucking, you know what I mean? Take your time with it. Get on her, ride her a little bit. Make sure you playing with her titties, all that, kissing, like all these other things that sometimes people may miss when it comes to strapping up. Fucking make love first. I would just say that. Slow down, enjoy that shit. Get high, smoke some weed, drugs, whatever. I don't know what you do, but so she says I'm 20. She's a virgin,
Look,
but
look.
she had
I'm
and
sorry.
tried it.
I didn't know she was. I didn't know you was 20. I thought. I mean, from the picture, like you a little bit old. I can't really see. I ain't got my glasses on. But I'm sorry. When you said you did, it's just hard. Not hard, but it's just rare. Like
It
to see
is rare, but
somebody that's
that's
actual
a
virgin.
good thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that's a good.
that's a
It's
good
really a
thing.
good thing. It's a good
It's a
thing.
good thing.
I was
But
just, like I said, I was
take
just
your time.
shocked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
but
dope.
take your time.
That's awesome.
I wish I still had 20-year-old cooch. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, I ain't even gonna hold
Look,
y'all now.
see,
I
look,
got
that's
three
the thing.
kids, but I've only had C-sections, so I really do feel like my vagina is still a little younger than most. Like she ain't really
I give
got the
you
type
that.
of mileage.
I give you that. I give you that one.
I feel like by
I give
not
you that
having kids vaginally, I kind of rolled my speedometer back a
one.
little bit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You ain't got that many. You ain't got that many. You good.
So
You.
essentially, you are keeping your virginity. Um, essentially, you are. If losing your virginity is something as simple just as being penetrated, then once you're penetrated, you know, okay. But I think that it
Well, if
seems
you
to
in a
me,
rush, don't rush it. If you're not in a
right.
rush, don't rush it.
So then what is her rush? How old is your girlfriend? Is your girlfriend much older? and you said that she's had sex before. This is something that she's been doing.
Mm.
Let me tell you something about virginity. Like, and I think that this is just what all mothers say to their kids. I have a daughter who will be 21 this year, so I'm just talk to you like that. You can't get that shit back, bitch. You can't. You can't. When people say it's a gift and it's precious and da 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 da, I ain't want to hear that shit when I was fucking, when I first started fucking. But once I became a mother, and once I well, not even once I became a mother, but once I became more engaged in what sex really means, what sex really is, and all of that. But it's the
Mm.
truth. You can't get it back. You can't replay it. There's no do overs in
Mm-mm.
that.
How
However,
were you when you lost your virginity?
I was 11, actually. It was 2 days
Oh,
before I turned
yeah.
12.
You were throwing it then, cause I was 13. I was
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, it was 2 days before I turned 12, Thanksgiving Day. I remember that shit like it was yesterday. But I
Good Lord.
remember it like it was yesterday, you guys, like so many other people would, because
Mm-hmm.
of the situation, because of the person. Like that
Yep.
person actually made it memorable as opposed to it being a bad situation.
Mm-hmm.
One, with your girlfriend being way more experienced, this is one thing that she should understand about being more experienced. You would then have to be respectful to somebody who hasn't. Because whatever motivated her or pushed her to start having sex so young, I can promise you it wasn't a positive thing. You know what I mean? Most people don't just start fucking early just cause. Most people don't just start fucking early because, oh, I just want to fuck. Normally there's other situations, other things surrounding that. And then we become engulfed in sexual experiences, sometimes as a scapegoat, sometimes as a crutch, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
as an escape from what we're dealing with. Um, but if I love you, I'm not going to rush you. If I love you, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm gonna take my time. Now, um, that's just the 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 end all be all. If somebody really wants you, they're not gonna rush you. You know what I mean? If somebody really wants to be a part of what you got going
They gonna
on and
take
wants
their
to be in
time.
your life, yeah, they gonna wait for you. They not gonna be like, oh nah, cause if you don't, somebody ain't nobody gonna be on that bullshit.
You
That's
sound like
just
them too. Know what
reality.
they say?
Yeah, hey, that's how they talk
Yeah.
too. Like,
Yeah, if you don't want to do it, then I ain't gonna do it. Then.
yeah,
Let's get the cracking.
yeah, but that's the reality. So she wants a story about how we lost our virginity. Floss, tell it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, shoot, man, that was years ago. But
You remember?
shoot, man, I remember. Look, I remember now. It's I remember that. But she had already did it before. I had. So I was at home, whatever. And she texted me. She was like, come over. And at that time, I was driving. My mom was driving my mama car. It was some old looking car that we had that didn't have no heat in it. It was super cold outside. So we didn't drove almost 45 minutes to an hour for me to go get some coon gum. So I went over there, she told me, take it slow. And I did. I think I did about 10 good strokes in. Man, that was it for me. That's my first time. I mean, I couldn't give you no hour or two, shoot, but it was just a little quick. It was a quickie. A little quickie. It
How
ain't,
did you feel afterward?
I feel like a grown ass man. Couldn't tell me shit after then. Couldn't tell me a motherfucking thing. Yeah. But, but yeah, I mean, it was kind of like I said, like a little a quickie. And after that, I started smelling myself.
So between the first time and now, what have you learned about yourself sexually?
That I can eat coochie.
First
Oh
off,
man.
this nigga's been eating pussy for 50 years and still can't.
Look, that's
Shout
that.
out
You
to
know,
Mrs. Floss The Mack. Get that thing
that's
on
my
out,
that's
girl.
my specialty. That's my specialty. That's my go-to.
That's your go.
That's my what they call on Mortal Kombat? That's my fatality.
Ain't
It's over with.
nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing
So,
wrong with
if you had to impart some advice to Jay Jasper, what would your advice be about her situation, especially with this being technically like her first time in losing virginity to a mechanism as opposed to a person?
it. Take your time. I mean, don't rush it. It is precious. You know, you want to give it to that special person. I mean, but if it's your first time, I mean, I can't promise you that you're gonna be with that same person forever. But
Hmm.
if you make that situation as special as possible, then that person could be your best friend for the rest of your life, or somebody you can go to for advice, or just anything. Like I said, the woman that I was with, she was older than me, and I mean I didn't know nothing about sex, but just take time. I mean, I was with my wife, and I didn't mention anything about sex to her. She brought it to me. So when you're ready, then you'll go to her for it, not her going to you because she not already did. When you're ready, you go to her for it.
Mm.
Don't rush it. Don't rush it.
That's real talk. That's real talk.
Real
So,
talk.
I'm gonna give the abridged version of my first time because I told it a couple times. Y'all got to watch
Okay.
some of these
Yeah. Okay. Let me
episodes.
just take me to the good part. Take
To
us
the
to the
good
good
part.
part. Yeah. Take us to the good part.
So I was so nervous, you guys. Again, I told y'all I was 11. It's 2 days before I turned
Mhm.
12. It's Thanksgiving Day, literally. It's my cousin's friend. He's older. I was a shit talker. Okay, I was the only girl around all the dudes. I talk more shit than a little bit. And I was one of them kids that grew up on Real Sex on HBO and all that shit. Like my mind was already fucking blown out the gate. Um, but when I got there,
She already knew.
I was so nervous. I was so nervous. Like I didn't even want to take off my coat. And I remember this used to be my favorite white coat. Like I didn't even want to take it off. And he was so sweet about it.
Ooh-wee.
Like he just kept, and this is another thing why I know that if they want you, they gonna wait. He just kept saying, we don't have to do this. Like we could just chill. Like don't take off
Right.
don't do anything. Just
Right.
his thing was just be calm and be comfortable. Don't you know what I mean? Like he was the type of person like we could do this when 20 years from now you'd be fine. Don't.
Right.
Um, but I wanted to see it through, even as nervous as I was.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't force me to do anything. Like he laid down, he showed me how to put the condom on properly. Um, and I got on him, you guys. Coat still on, okay? Still had my coat on.
Look, I
And
think I
got
still I
on
think I still had my clothes on.
and
Pants and
got
all.
on him. And just like he showed me how to move my hips properly and stuff like that. Like it, and then like he slowly helped me finally, you guys, take off my coat and you know what I mean?
He
Like I
made you feel
really
comfortable.
baby step. Yeah, like I really baby stepped my way, but even in that time, I knew that I want to see it through, but I felt comfortable enough to say no. I felt
Right.
comfortable enough to say, you know what, well, I'm gonna get out. When I tell y'all that this process took hours, like we got there in the daylight. It was nighttime when we left. We was in that room for this process that in normal world probably would take 20 minutes. It literally took
Hey,
hours.
look, that's how it happened.
Okay.
That is what you call a process. He made sure that he hit every checklist before he decided to keep it going.
Yes.
That that
Yeah.
is that is textbook. Pay
But
attention.
but it was good and it was worth it because I feel like it was the right person. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like he was just one, he was already nice prior to
right.
and even nice after. You know what I mean? So it was good. Oh shit. Floss. Some tips on how to give oral sex to a woman. First off, Floss ain't the only person on here eat pussy, but go ahead.
Hey, look. Look. I learned from my brother and porn.
Mm.
Go to porn and just look at some oral sex video. You know what I'm saying? And just learn how to work your tongue. I mean, it's just it takes practice now. It ain't gonna happen overnight.
What you
But you
talking
just gotta
about?
you just gotta you gotta hit them spots first. Make your way down. Don't just go straight to it. You know,
Hmm.
make her feel comfortable. Get her, doing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Just caress her body before you go down. And once you go down there, it's just you gonna give her the Holy Ghost because you're taking your time. That's all it is. He just got to what you say marinate. You got to marinate, serenade, whatever. One
Hmm.
on,
Hmm.
just do your thing. But you need some training. If you ain't never did nothing like that before, you gonna need some training.
Yeah.
It ain't just eating coochie. It's not just going there and just starting licking. It ain't gonna work. So
Hmm. It's definitely when you say you need training, it's not it's one of them things that you got to get it from multiple sources. You know what I
mm,
mean? And that's just like he said. He had people. He had his brothers, his cousins, what have you, and he watched porn. Um, I learned on the job. Okay, I learned. Um, I had my first girlfriend when I was like 19, and she told me, and I'll never forget this shit. Shout out to her. Can't say her name because she had a whole husband at the time, but she told me I could make you come in 30 seconds. I didn't believe it. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, you can't. That doesn't exist. It's not real. That bitch went down there and made me come in 30 seconds. And so in that lifestyle, my goal was to be better than her or be like her. You know what I mean? I couldn't be like her. I ain't never ate pussy before. I was trying to simulate what she was doing to me, but it was
right.
almost impossible. One, her lips, my lips, two totally different. Her tongue, my tongue, two totally. So I had to learn what was comfortable with me. And like once my confidence got
Gotta
up,
listen to the body too.
yes, once my confidence got up, because one ain't no two pussies the same. You can't eat every pussy the same. One person want they clit stimulated the whole time. One person wants you to actually penetrate them with their tongue. One person wants you to suck on it. One other person wants you to fucking do cartwheels on that shit. Like you can't eat every pussy the same. But
That's
as I went
porn.
on, I learned how to listen to the woman's body. Like you said, that's important. But then I also learned um, techniques. And so, besides porn, besides who you may talk to, there are
Mhm.
books about it. There is research. There are tutorials. There are a lot of different things. Um, if you got a chick with a regular clit and then you get a chick with a clit that look like my thumb, that's a whole nother playing field right there. Look, Floss has his hand raised. Yes, sir. You in the front with the headphones.
Sometimes you got to create your own style too. Now,
Yes. Yes.
you know,
Yes.
hey,
Yes. Because like
get
old
your own
school,
thing.
old school people used to be like spell your name in it. Like if you see old movies and shit, they say spell your name in it, shit like that. Nah. To go from what I learned from eating pussy to where I am now, let's say if I ate some tomorrow, I would want to go down on that woman in the way that I want somebody to go down on me. So in my mind, I'm
Mm,
doing to them what I feel is immersive to me or, is is what I know will take me to another place.
Right.
And I think that's maybe the difference between
Right.
girl on girl action and guys on girl, because a man can't imagine what head feels like as a woman.
Right.
A woman in her mind, I can in my mind know that if I
Hmm.
lick this clit this kind of way, this is the reaction I should yield because I know how that shit feels
So
when
yeah,
it
so
happens.
it may be a little easier for you, Jay, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever masturbated before, but it may
As
be a
you
little bit
should.
easier for you because you know how you want to be
Mm-hmm.
picked up or whatever. It might be easier for you to do her. The same way you like she was like you were saying. It may be easier because you're a woman, and women know what women want. I guess they know how it
I
feels.
think
Know
it
how that
also
stuff.
helps that I'm a bisexual woman, because one thing that I feel like new lesbians don't take into account is your clitoris is shaped as a penis. If you put a picture of a penis and you put the picture of a clitoris side by side with the skin pulled back, it looks like a miniature penis. There's a head, there's a shaft. So I already know if I'm on a man, you got to work the shaft a certain kind of way. You got to get around that rim a certain kind of way. It
Yeah,
also
you
plays.
got to talk to that motherfucker.
You gotta talk. So, yeah, that also plays a part in getting the clitoris excited. You don't want to miss those nerve endings. You don't want to overlook the fact that when the clitoris is extremely hard and then the skin is then pulled back, you do want to make sure that you also tackle the rim and things like that. Like, you can be just as gentle or just as hard as you choose or you want. Your
Right.
partner's body is going to tell you if you're doing it right. Um, Allow your partner to let you know if you're doing it right. If somebody is grabbing your head, don't be scared. If they want to fuck your mouth, don't be scared. Some people like more spit, some people like less. Some people want penetration with it. So you may be, you know, giving excitement to the clip, but then also using your hand, your fingers, what have you, for penetration. Some like double penetration. Some chicks,
Move
they
your
want a
hands
finger
around.
up the ass, a finger in the pussy, and your mouth on the clip. Like,
Yeah.
take
Feel
your
around.
time, learn what is pleasing to you, because this is one thing. And I want everybody to take this with you for 2022. When I talk to men and women, more so men, but everybody says this: if the person who's doing it isn't enjoying it, you not neither. Don't nobody want no tied head. Don't nobody want no head from somebody who don't really want to do it, who ain't really feeling it, who, they just trying to please you at the moment. I'm just like,
Right.
don't nobody want that shit.
I want that
You
shit.
have to be just as into it as the person
As they is.
receiving. Yes, not only into it, into them, because
Hmm.
if I love giving head, goddamn it, I'm gonna eat that shit like a motherfucking watermelon. I'm gonna grab it, it's all over my face. Like, I'm in it. I'm
like
in
like
it.
a
I want
peach
all the
cobbler.
nutrients, all the juice. Hell yeah. Cause I want it. You know what I mean? It's a desire.
Man,
It's
oh
that desire is fueling me. And then the head that I'm
look,
getting got
you
me
you get
wet,
my damn
running down
mouth
my
water.
motherfucker. Hey, there it is. But be mindful of that. If this is something that you're not really into, something you don't want to do, wait until you're ready to do it so that you can enjoy it, because it can be very pleasing to you. To be honest with you, I bust nuts off of giving head because it feels that good to me. I ain't gonna lie, it feels that good to me. It's gotten me so excited, so worked up. So while I'm giving the head, I'm masturbating and I'm all over the place because it feels that good. The
Right.
excitement, the pleasure,
Right.
the sounds, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? The
Because if you ain't into it, that the damn climax ain't gonna be good for them. So you know what I'm saying. You got to
Yeah,
be into it. Got to.
indeed, indeed. And you know
I'm
what
talking
is the
about
most
get your face dirty. That's what my dad
hell
called. Get your
yeah.
face. Get down there. And get your face dirty.
And all of this, to be honest with you, stems back to knowing yourself, because you got to know what you like. You got to know what you desire. You got to know what feels good to you. Learning your body is paramount
Hmm.
before you learn anybody else's,
Right.
before you take the time to even be concerned with anybody else's. You have to learn you, appreciate you, love you,
Mm-hmm.
know how beautiful you are, know how good you feel, know what gets you wet, know what makes you shake, understand what your orgasm is, understand if you can even have one. Only
Yep.
33% of women can have an orgasm. How you gonna know if you don't find out first? How
Got to
you
be in
gonna know
tune
what
with
the difference
yourself.
is if you have the potential for squirting or things of this nature? Understand that women internally, we have six spots, not just one. We have six, and we come and we ejaculate in different ways. You need to know what your ejaculation is so you don't be scared. What if a bitch make you squirt for the first time and you think you peed on her? That shit is traumatic. I swear to God, the first time I squirted on somebody, I thought I peed on them, and he was like, "No, that's not pee." I was mentally fucked up about it. Okay, I didn't even
Man.
know that this was something that men desired or liked. I didn't know that it was something that it was okay. I didn't squirt again until I was in my 30s. And the first time I was 16. That shit'll fuck you up. So if you don't know you, what the fuck you gonna do with somebody
Yeah,
else?
that like
What you
for
gonna
real.
do?
Like it, I a woman need like a man need to know his like be in tune with his body, but a woman also need to be in tune with their body because, like I said, it
Mm-hmm.
makes the climax even better.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be in tune with your body because women can do things with their bodies that men can't, and that's a given. We should already know that when they, having babies and all that kind of stuff. Women do. Y'all have superpowers, if you ask me. It's
Mm-hmm.
stuff y'all do with y'all bodies that amazes the shit out of me. I still can't see how the hell y'all have babies, but that's another story.
Right. And got that snatch back. And got that snatch back. But then
For real.
also, while you're entertaining the thought of possibly losing your virginity, while you're entertaining the thought of having this girl strap up on you, if you all are going to be using lubes and things like that, be mindful to use things that are water based. Be mindful to use things that are hyperallergenic. Um, when you're out here trying to find lubes and stuff like that, if your natural wetness is not sufficient to get the job done, I don't know. You still learning your body, so we don't know how
Right.
wet you get is yet.
Right.
But if you have to add something, be mindful of what you choose. Take your time, learn how it affects your skin, your body, stuff like that. Because these things will throw your balance off. Just keeping it real, these things,
Yeah.
the stuff that we buy in these stores, a lot of times they will fuck you up down there. Yeast or bacterial vaginosis, it can definitely throw your whole everything off.
Mm-hmm.
So be mindful to use things that are water based or that you're familiar with. And I'm gonna be quite honest, like old school me, if I'm doing anal play or if I'm doing something where I know I need a lube, I will get some fucking Vaseline and fuck that shit in the store. Fuck it. I don't got time. I don't got
At
time.
least, at least you fucking honest.
Listen, give me this old school drawer. And
Shit.
Vaseline, grease this monkey up and let's make this shit all over here. Like
Look,
that's it.
do what you got to do. Shit. Shit.
Yeah, but that is definitely wow. That's definitely something to think about. If I had to
Mm-hmm.
do my first time over, or not even, oh, Miss Tippis Jade, I didn't even see how you came in here, but hey, Tippis. Um, if I had to do my first time over, especially my first experiences like with a woman,
Uh-huh.
um, I definitely would not have let her go all in on me like she did. Like I wouldn't have. Like she took my soul in 30 seconds, and that just wasn't fair. I would have asked her to slow down. I would have asked her to take her time. Um, I definitely would have asked her to take her time. And so if we could have this pop up on the screen. So Jay says, what to do if she doesn't please me? Do I
I
tell
was
her or
just
do I
gonna.
keep it to myself? You
Want me,
first.
want me answer it?
You first. You first, yes.
Tell her motherfucking ass. What you gonna keep it a secret for? Tell her. So I mean, see, either it's gonna make her do better or make her move on. I mean, You got to
Hey,
be honest. That's one thing you got to be honest about. If you're not honest about that, it'll never get better. It'll never get
indeed,
better.
indeed. And so I talk about this knowing when to throw in a sexual towel, knowing when it's time to say, okay, this is enough. But that time comes after you've communicated. So communication doesn't start after the sex or during it. It starts before the sex. Communication and how I want, what I desire, having that communication with your partner, having that trust already built. And you're going to try to please me in this way. I'm going to try to please you in that way. If it's something that's off, um, you're not feeling it, he's not feeling it, it doesn't please you, you can wholeheartedly be honest. Be honest. And he's right when he says it's never going to get better. If I don't communicate to you that what you're doing is not pleasing to me, am I just supposed to lay there and not be pleased until forever?
Right.
No, but I'm going to communicate to you in a way that I'm going to try my best not to bruise your ego. I'm not going to be like, bitch, what the fuck is that? You know, you horrible. I'm not going to be that. But I will say, um, what else the fucking it's different with a dude than it is a woman because dudes, you got to be real nice to their ass when you tell them some fucked up shit. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they egos, they can't take it. But for a woman, I would say, you know what, baby, next time can we try? That is a perfect segue to increasing communication.
You know, I
Next
take
time
that back.
can we try
I wouldn't get
this?
mad.
You said you wouldn't get mad, but see,
No,
most
I wouldn't
dudes
get mad.
do. Most dudes, if they don't perform well, they don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear it. They do not
See,
want to
when
hear. I've
I
had
when
men
I
ask me to fake it before the sex even happened. Like they don't want to hear it, but it's a conversation that needs to be had. But to
look,
say next time can we try is a great segue to entering into that conversation.
yeah,
And when they say, well, why or what, because I really didn't like da, 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 or this really didn't
mm,
make me feel, or use very descriptive words to describe what you felt versus what you didn't and what you hope to feel and what you do desire and how you want to make that person feel too. You have to communicate. If you guys don't see eye to eye, it's okay to be like, this not gonna work. So you're scared of, you don't want the relationship to be based on sex, you still want to have a real connection. Okay, we told you a couple times on here to wait. A couple times. But
simple.
here's the thing. If you have more to your relationship before the sex, those things will still be there. And it should still
Okay,
be there. Like if y'all connect, if that's your friend, let's relationship shit for a second.
okay,
If
let's
this
go.
girl is your friend, okay, is your friend. Floss, is your wife your friend?
That's my nigga.
That's your nigga. That's your nigga. Like
My
that's
my ace
what?
bone coon.
What? Hey, and that's how it should be in relationships. If your girl is your motherfucking friend and cares about you to your core and your connection is you was already solid before she even kissed you, before she touched your titty. You was already that part shouldn't go anywhere. And that's all the
Nope.
more reason why she shouldn't put pressure on you. She should be able to wait for you because that's your girl. That's your girl. You know what I mean? So if you're concerned, or even if that's a notion in your mind that hey, this might not work because of the sex, that to me should be a flag. Maybe not a red one, but definitely a yellow. Yes, yes, sir in the front. Yes.
Quick question, just a quick question. How long have y'all been together? That's what I want to know. So I could just, kind of figure out if she asking for sex too early for you. So
Mm.
that way we'll know if you need to pull back or she need to pull back or whatever. Because if it's a little too early, y'all need to wait. Cause it's got to be the right time. It got to be the right time. Can't rush it.
Three
Oh, three
months.
months?
The fuck?
Ah,
Let me sip my tea again. Y'all stressing me out. Mm-mm. Chill,
3 months.
homie.
Yeah,
Chill,
chill.
homie.
Chill.
I
You
feel
got
like we closer than y'all. Chill. Chill.
hey look, relax.
Chill.
It's gonna come.
Chill. What's that girl middle name? Start there. Chill. You don't even know her middle name for real. Chill. Chill out.
Right. When her
Chill
birthday?
out.
What size shoes she wear?
Yo, what's her cycle? Is y'all cycle
Right.
synced up yet? Don't fuck no bitch that your cycle ain't synced up with. Chill. Chill. But
Three
3 months
months?
to a 20-year-old is like a lifetime. I'm not even gonna hold y'all.
You right.
Teenage
You
love
probably
me on
yeah,
some
you right,
different
you right.
shit.
But still,
Teenage love me on some different shit.
yeah, you right. You right. But
Not to be
Journey
giving
ain't different
away.
though.
She said Elizabeth, her birthday 11/23. Oh, she is Sag.
You just Googled
I'm
that.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm a Sag. And we savages, especially when it comes to sex. I'm sorry. We ain't shit.
11, 20. Okay, Jay, when is your birthday,
Pray
Jay?
for, pray for all of us.
Pray for all of us.
Yes,
I got
all
to
the
I got to see
Sagittarius.
what her sign is. I got to see what her sign is because for some reason
Ain't she
it's
right at the
saying
cusp too? She right at the end of Scorpio too. No wonder she
yeah.
wanna fuck all the time. All the
I gotta see when her birthday. I gotta see when her birthday is. When is your birthday, Jay? My birthday.
February 6th. Oh, you just had a
Mm.
birthday. Happy
Happy
belated.
birthday. Happy
Are you a
birthday.
Capricorn? Is that Capricorn
No, she
still?
ain't no Capricorn. Nope. I'm a Capricorn. Nope.
And see a Sag and a Capricorn together, y'all have been had 20 kids. 20. I
Listen,
don't date Capricorns to this day. Okay.
Capricorn. Look, I'm married. I'm a Capricorn. I'm married to a Capricorn.
Oh wow. Oh
Yeah,
wow. Yeah, but 3 months, 3 months is fast. 3 months is fast,
that's a little
especially
fast.
it's a little fast, especially
Yeah,
for here,
unless
let
I
me
just
take
smash
your
you.
whole virginity. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's a little
See,
fast.
it'd be different if like you had already had your virginity taken in 3 months. That ain't nothing. Y'all just smashing. But the fact that it's like trying to get your virginity to, that's just different. It changed the whole trajectory of the whole situation. So.
So this is what
Mm-mm.
I would do because I'm very big on lists. I'm type A, please forgive me. But I would make a list. On one side of the paper, I would have the things that I am willing to do sexually with her at this moment. Things that you don't second guess, things that you don't question, things that you're just like, yeah, this is okay. And whether that list includes, kissing, like foreplay, whether it includes, assisted masturbation, hell, toe sucking, whatever it is, I would have on one side of that list definitely this is what I'm willing to do and this is what I'm comfortable with. On this other side of the list, I'm going to have this is what I want to do. This is what I want to grow to do. This is what I'm would like to move forward and being comfortable with you. And then I would take my time with her one by one going down that list. By the time you finish your first list, and you can space this out whichever way you choose, even if it's once a week, twice a week, and then to slowly begin tackling the other side. It's
Mm-hmm.
similar to what I have with the having a sexual bucket list, but we're going to tackle your side of the list of what you're willing to first because you want your level of comfortability to build. So if I'm comfortable with you being on my titties, two days on my titties, it's gonna have me riled up. It's gonna have me riled up. So by the time we move down to you fingering, playing with the pussy, like oh shit, I'm wrecked. You know what I mean? It's going to be not only a mental build up, but definitely a sexual build up, and it's going to build your comfort level, and it's going to build the intimacy between you two, and it's going to build the connection between you two, and you don't want to leave out communication. You don't want to leave out how you all talk about these things and how you express yourself and the words you use. The words you use and how you express what you want and what you desire are so important because you don't want it to be a gray area. You don't want it to be miscommunication. It's just as important as the words you use if things aren't going well and how you
Right.
explain that to a person. So tackle what you're comfortable with, allow that sexual buildup to happen, and then tackle the things one by one which you want to do. Don't be afraid, like I said, to add in certain mechanisms. They could be just as small or big as you want. Don't fucking get that rose right now, I'll tell you that, because if you get a rose, you ain't never gonna have a girlfriend. You gonna kick that bitch out. That's gonna be over. Don't get that. But you could start with like
I'm
a little
anti
rabbit. You anti-rose.
I'm
It's a
anti rose.
movement.
I'm
But
anti
I would
rose.
definitely start with like a little rabbit, you know what I mean? Something like that. Um, I get what you're saying. You're in college, you feel pressured. Everyone is having sex and you want to fit in. Let me tell you something about that part. Sex doesn't make you fit in. And unless you in the room with them, everybody ain't fucking. In college, are there people fucking? Of course. But I tell you what, it's a lot of people lying about fucking too. It's a lot of people lying about fucking.
You ain't lying
It's a
about
lot
that.
of people having horrible sex. Sex ain't great in college. Don't nobody know how to have good sex at no 18, 19, 20. Y'all ain't figured that shit out yet. That's the reality. It could be people in this dorm room fucking. And I can tell you what, out of 10 people fucking, only two of them probably had some decent sex.
Right.
Two of them had
I,
decent sex and one of them
and you
masturbated.
look you being nice with that one.
So Majesty Simpson says, what do I do when my man asks me to do stuff in the bedroom I'm not
Communicate.
comfortable with?
Communicate. Tell them. Tell them.
Yeah. So again, communication starts before you even get there. Do you all talk about what you like? Has your man told you before you got in the bedroom, hey, and I don't know what it is, so I'll use a thumb up the ass as an example. Did he tell you he want to stick his thumb up your ass before you got in there? Or did he just get back there, get the prime of that motherfucker and just shove it in there? It's a way that has to be handled. And so I would kindly sit my husband down. And if he's your husband, you all should be comfortable enough to have these open conversations and say, hey, babe,
Right.
this is what I want. This is what I desire. Baby, tell me what you want, what you desire, and
Right.
try to meet each other halfway. There's always going to be things that are on our lines that we don't cross sexually. We all have them. For me, I don't like feces. I don't like nobody peeing on me. You're not gonna go and shower me or nothing like that. I don't like other bodily fluids other than my own natural ejaculate or his
Right.
own natural ejaculate. And I'm even a little funny about too much spit. I don't like no dude to spit on my coochie. I don't like it. Don't do it. I'll kick you right in your chin. It's something about that extra. I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm naturally a motherfucking waterfall. Don't do it. But because I know that I don't want you to spit on me, I don't want you to mess with my ears, I don't want you to pee on me. Don't think you about to do nothing with shit. All these football players into that. I say these things. I communicate these things. These are my lines I'm not going to cross. But hey, if you have something on your list that I might not be a whole comfortable. I might have questions, but I might also be willing to try. And I might be willing to try because you're my mate. I'm gonna be willing to
Right.
try because I love you. I'm gonna be willing to try because your pleasure is important to me just as mine is. And if it's not on this list of things that are, deal breakers, if it's not a deal breaker, I might at least try it once because I might like that shit. I just might. I just might like that shit. But you definitely have to have these talks. If you don't say to your partner, hey, I'm not comfortable, is there something weak? Is there a middle ground? Or is there a way to baby step? Or is it research is important? I know I'm talking a lot, you guys. I'm
No, you
research is
good.
important.
You preaching.
Um, research is important. So if my man says to me, I want to try this spiral upside down monkey, hold the fuck up. What the hell is a spiral upside down monkey? I'm going to do some research about it. I'm going to try to understand it. A lot of men and women have different fetishes. They
Right.
have different pleasure points. They have different things that they're into. It could be an S&M thing, could be a foot thing, could be a plastic thing. It could be so many things. So if it's something that, again, I'm apprehensive about, I'm going to research it. I'm going to find out everything I could possibly find out about it. And I'm also going to look to see how it's done properly. And I'm going to have that conversation with my mate, because who the fuck else can I talk to but you? Hey, nigga, I don't think I'm for this.
I
This
don't
this
like.
this is on the line that I'm not
I
willing
don't
to
think I like
cross.
the way they feel.
I
And
don't,
then
yeah. But although, and I will also say, although I'm uncomfortable, I'm willing to try this. And, or at least I'll try this once. And if safe words are important. If I say Scooby Doo, nigga, you gotta stop. If I, tell you that I don't like it, it's not working out, you have to stop. You have to respect the way
right,
I feel, even if it is my husband. Then the Bible clearly tells you that anything that the husband and wife agree on in the bedroom is okay. But if it's something that you don't agree on, then it does not go into the bedroom. And that's
right,
just the reality of that. There are going to be things sometimes that maybe he might not agree. He has to be okay with that. But a willingness to try is what makes the difference. A willingness to do the research and kind of understand is what makes the difference. Talk to your husband about what really pleases him. Talk to your
right,
husband about what his vision is for your bedroom. What is your vision for your bedroom? And also, how does that play outside the bedroom? Because me being totally trusting and totally comfortable and all those things start outside. Those things start in how you act as a man in the household. Those things start in how you handle the finances. Those things start in you taking out the trash on time. I know it probably sounds crazy, but for a woman, all these things
mhm,
play into our psyche on how we can trust you and handle you in the bedroom. So if
right,
I can't trust you to do da 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 da, how can I trust you with my body when I say no, babe, this isn't right? So talk about all of this.
hmm,
Talk about all of this. When you don't have these conversations, that's when the problems come in. I had a friend whose husband was going to um a not a sex shop, but he was going to like sexual functions because he wanted to walk bitches around on leashes. And when she found out, she was so crushed and she was so hurt. But the first thing she said to him was, "If you just told me that you like this, I would have did it for you."
mm.
Blew his
So
that
he fucked up, huh?
small, he exactly small thing to a giant. But had you talked to me, had you communicated with me, had you expressed what you're really into and did it in a space, Majesty, where there's no judgment. Let your
Right.
husband talk to you and tell you what he wants without judgment. Okay, then decide, this is what I'm willing, this is what I'm not, this is where I'm in the middle. Babe, let's talk about how we can make this happen, or how we can facilitate, or what I'm willing to try. Or if it's something that you just against, be honest. Be honest. And maybe there's another way you can add spice. Or maybe I might not, I might not take it up the ass, but I might go get these sex dice, and every time it rolls on this, if it's on anal, I'll do something else. Like, this can be a
Yeah.
fair compromise if the communication happens.
Right.
And now that I'm out of breath, Floss the Mack has to flow.
Look, you just it's the same thing we've been telling you. Take your time. I mean, if it's something that you don't like or something that he don't like, y'all got to communicate. I mean, that's just the bottom line. Like, if you do something to me that I don't like, I'm gonna get mad. And you don't want your partner mad. That's just gonna make the situation worse. So you might as well just go ahead and say, look, you know, it's just I don't know about this. I can't do this right here, but
Mhm,
if I can try this, or I can do that. But this right
mhm.
here is just not what I'm gonna do. You just got to communicate. It's just like with relationships. Period. You just got to communicate. Because if you don't communicate, then you just setting yourself up for failure. Really. So
Yes, and you're welcome, Majesty. Let me know how it goes. You could just put it in my DM. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it goes. Um, I definitely like to see these things through, you guys. So if we have given you some advice tonight, if you've walked away with something positive, you learned something, you have a new outlook, you definitely took what we said, you're going to take it home, apply, get back with your girl. You know what I mean? DM me at Sex Talk with T.Graye. Send me a message, whatever. Send me an email, sextalkwithtgraye.com. Let me know how things are going, how things are progressing. Um, I love to see stuff work out, but definitely, she said, in all honesty, I'm not ready. Amen. So you're gonna wait. Yay! I'm so proud of you.
Look, we
So
gave that quick therapy
proud of
session.
you. Hey, let me tell you something. Be honest with you, baby. Be honest with you,
Got to.
baby. Be honest
Gotta
with
be
you,
honest.
baby. Take your time. Learn your body first, though, sweetheart.
Yeah,
Seriously.
learn about it.
Learn your body. And it don't take much but a hot shower and some baby oil. Not that I know, but I know. Learn your body
We look,
first.
you know a little something. You know what I mean? Little something. You
I just,
know.
you know, I'm old enough to be your mama, girl. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Dang.
Yeah.
I feel old for a hot second. But this has been fun, Floss.
I had a good time. I really did. I
I'm
really had a
so
good time.
glad you did. I'm
For
so
real.
glad you
We
did.
gotta do this again, just on some random
Yeah.
stuff, man.
Floss
Got to.
came through with the knowledge, with the knowledge.
Just a little bit, you know, just a little bit, not
Yeah.
too much,
Yeah.
you know.
So you all make sure that, oh no, first I'm gonna let you tell the people. Tell the people where they can find you, where they can keep up with what you got going on, where they can get these laughs at you guys, because between
Oh
you and
man.
Tracy, I'm good. I'm trying to tell
Look,
you.
look, you can follow me on TikTok and Floss the Mack one. On Instagram, Floss the Mack. Shoot. YouTube, Floss the Mack official. Facebook, Life as a CNA. Um, I don't really do too much Twitter, but you can follow me on there if you want to at Floss the Mack. Um, I appreciate you, T.Graye, for having me on. 'Cause, you
Oh,
know,
thank you.
I never really thought sex through like that. Like the way you think it through is like it's like class. You know what I'm saying? Like we had sex education, but people back then was sugarcoating it. You know, you don't sugarcoat, you
Yeah,
just give it to them raw. You know, and I
yeah.
think I think that's dope because a lot of people need to know about sex, especially when it comes to like being in tune with your body because you have to be in tune with your body if you
Mm-hmm.
want to have a great sex life, if you want to have a good climax, whatever, however you nut or calm, whatever you want to call it, you got to
Mm-hmm.
be in tune with your body. So your platform, what you got going on, it's amazing, and I really want to come back on if I can.
You can. You can. Don't mess with me, boy.
Yes,
I hate you
ma'am.
here every month, goddamn.
Yes, ma'am.
I hate you here every month. Having a good goddamn time.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
but you guys, you guys make sure you keep in and see what's going on with your girl. Sextalkwithtgraye.com. Make sure that you do tap in with me on Instagram at sextalkwithtgraye. Um, we're gonna make sure we keep it focused for you guys. We'll be back right here on WEMS Radio next week. Don't miss it. See y'all later.
Good
Bye
night.
bye.